3, week 4, week 5, and you don't progress, you're not ever gonna get stronger. Even little bitty incremental progressions will go a long ways in making you a lot stronger. Hey, what's up guys? Gary Walker here with liveanabolic.com, and welcome back for another video. In today's video, I'm gonna tell you how to build strength after 40 without getting injured. All right, I'm gonna also show you the difference between building strength and building muscle, because yes, there is a difference. That being said, let's get started. Hey guys, before I get into the actual difference between building strength versus building muscle, if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, man, please subscribe to our channel. Also, make sure you click on that bell icon. That way you get notified every time we upload a new video. All right, here's the thing. If your goal is building strength, then this video is for you, because most of my videos, it's all about building muscle, building lean muscle, hypertrophy, losing fat. But I know there's a group of you guys out there that still want to focus on building muscle. If you're 40 years old, 50 years old, 60 years old, then guess what? You can still build strength, but you gotta do it different. You can't do the same old school stuff, the 5 sets of 5, the 3s, the singles, all of that max lifting stuff. It will destroy your central nervous system, destroy your joints. So it's more detrimental than it is good for you. So there still is a way to build strength optimally if you're a guy over 40. Here's what you gotta do. If your goal is strength, then you wanna lift in the 6 to 8 rep range. Get strong within the 6 to 8 rep range, okay? Get strong there as opposed to the hypertrophy, which is 8 to all the way up to 15 reps. 10 to 12, 12 to 15, all of those are optimal for building more muscle. With your goal being more strength, we can cut back from some of those higher reps, but you still don't wanna get into the 5s because you're gonna have to push yourself. You wanna get to where you can't do more than 8. When I'm saying 6 to 8, 8 needs to be failure. You need to be lifting that heavy, pushing yourself to get 8 with the first set. Here's the other key thing. You wanna make sure you're resting longer. For strength, you need more rest between sets. For hypertrophy, you need less rest, okay? So I'm talking 2 minutes up to 4 minutes, depending on if you're doing back squats, deadlifts, heavy bench press. You wanna make sure you're fully recovered from set to set so you can maximize the heavy lifts, okay? Here's the other thing. You want 72 hours at least of rest, depending on how much volume you had in your workout. So what I'm gonna recommend is also optimizing your warm-ups. 2 different types of warm-ups. The first is blood flow. So get some blood going throughout your body, get your heart pumping. That means treadmill, a bike, jump ropes. Do something for about 5 minutes to get the blood flowing through your body. Once you've done that, then spend the next 10 minutes doing mobility work, okay? So if you're about to work chest and you're gonna go heavy, you're trying to get strong on the bench press, strong on the incline press, then you wanna warm up those shoulders good. I'm talking pull aparts, shoulder dislocates. I've got videos on how to warm up and do mobility drills, so make sure you check those out as well. But for the sake of this video, keeping it short, you wanna do a 10-minute warm-up. If you're doing legs, if it's a leg day, you're gonna go heavy squats or heavy deadlifts, then you gotta get those hips warmed up, your knees warmed up, deload the knees, get a lot of movement, mobility in your hips before you get into your actual work, all right? So the other thing I wanna show you with this video is how to do acclimation sets. So basically meaning, if I'm gonna go heavy and I wanna do 4 or 5 sets of heavy bench press. If that's your goal, you're trying to increase bench press for the next 8 weeks. Okay, so say that's your mindset. You wanna get stronger in the bench press for the next 8 weeks. Then this is how I'm gonna recommend you do your acclimation sets. The same is gonna be, it's gonna be the same for your shoulders if you're trying to get stronger in the overhead lift, back row movements, anything like that. You wanna still do these same steps. Still do the blood flow, still do the mobility, and still do the acclimation sets. So basically acclimation is just your warm-up sets. Start with a lighter weight and get acclimated to the movement patterns before you get into your working sets. So if you're gonna do 4 to 5 heavy working sets, you need all of those to be optimal working sets. So you can do that with these acclimation sets I'm about to show you. But before I get into it, like I said, you've already got your 72-hour recovery. if you're doing more than 5 sets, if you're doing 10 sets of heavy work, then that's a lot of volume. So you may actually need even more rest. So kind of gauge it based on your own recoverability, because now that you're older, man, your recovery levels are depleted. They're not the way they used to be. Your hormone profile is not maximized like it was when you were younger. So you're having to take all those things into account. You also want to make sure you are feeding your muscles, that you getting adequate protein, complex carbohydrates, essential fats. All of those things go into getting stronger. It's not just about lifting the weight. You've got to do all the other things that go into it as well. So optimal recovery. So make sure you're getting rest between workouts, and sleep, proper sleep, good 8 to 10 hours of sleep every night, so that your body can recover, your central nervous system can recover, your muscle tissue can recover, your joints can recover from all the heavy pounding, all the heavy lifting and movements. So you've got to be doing all of those together if you want to get stronger and you want to get optimal results. All right, I know I said a lot, but here's how I do my chest days. So say I'm starting with a bench, I always start with the bar, okay? I see a lot of people, they get down, they're ready to do the bench, and they do their little warm-ups, and first thing they do is slap on 135, slap on a 45 on each side, or slap on 25s. First of all, get your mind connected to the muscle that you're working. So that's why I like to start with the actual bar. So the two things I like to do, go ahead and get my shoulders. From here, squeeze those shoulder blades together, depress them into the bench. When it comes to building strength, there's a difference in the type of bench press you do. If your goal is hypertrophy and getting a bigger chest, you can go ahead and keep your elbows out wider and get a bigger stretch right there in your chest. That's all stretch, but you're not gonna be able to push near as much weight in this position. When your goal is strength, bring those elbows into your side, okay? Go ahead and come down a little lower. See, now I'm touching my chest, and you're driving that back up. Okay, then after you've gotten that bar movement pattern out of the way, you've gone closer, full range of motion, you've got that movement pattern down. What I do from here, then I start adding my weight. All right, so I'll add my 45. And this is gonna be the only time you do a little bit higher reps. And when I say high, I only mean 8 to 10. It's still not a whole lot of reps. This is to really open up your chest and get ready for some of the heavier weight, okay? So same thing, once you get your positioning, you wanna squeeze those shoulder blades together. Squeeze those shoulder blades, depress those. Elbows in. This is basically just stretching those shoulders, stretching your chest. Get your breathing patterns down. We'll get one more. Okay, so that's the most reps I'm gonna do. Again, knowing the working sets are gonna be 6 to 8. Okay, so you don't want to, the reason we're doing the acclimation sets and you're doing them this way, you don't want to get fatigued, pre-exhausted prior to getting into your heavy work. All you're doing is getting that mind-muscle connection going. You're stimulating your central nervous system. You're getting blood flow in your chest, loosening up your shoulders, your back. You're getting everything ready for the heavier movement. So from here, and this weight is relative, obviously, to what I work out with. I just want to give you an idea of how to structure your acclimation sets. You may be a lot stronger, you may not be as strong. So wherever you're at, just take initial steps. So for instance, I go straight from the bar to 135 pounds. You may want to go from the bar to 95 pounds. Put the 25s on first, then possibly go up to 135. It just depends on where you're at. I just wanted to give you an idea of how I do my acclimation sets. So this next movement, I'll only do it twice. Just because you can do it 8 to 10 times doesn't mean you need to do it 8 to 10 times, because you're gonna be taxing your central nervous system, fatiguing the chest muscle, so you're not gonna be near as strong when it comes to the working sets, all right? So always do the same setup, keep those shoulders safe. So let's see if I can line this up here. So what you'll do, full stretch, press, stretch, press, only 2. Depending on your working weight. So let's say I'm gonna work with 225. This would be my last warm up. I'm close enough here. So if you're a stronger person, if you work with 275 for 6 to 8 reps, or 315 or 335, then do another warm up here with a single. One with the 225, then go to your working set. You wanna gradually acclimate up to your working weight. All right, so for me, I'm just gonna, let's cap it here, and we'll go 225. So here's what I do. I've got 3 warm-up sets. I did my bar, did my quarters, or my wheels, my 45s on each side. Then I added the quarters, the 25s to that. That's 3 warm-up sets. Then I would rest 2 full minutes. I'm not resting now because I want to speed this video up, but I would rest 2 full minutes from that warm-up and then get ready, okay? If you're trying to go straight up raw weight with no bracing, then just go straight into your working sets. However, a lot of older guys have some elbow issues, have some wrist issues. I don't typically recommend going really heavy, but with your goal being increasing strength, then I get it. Sometimes you want to push the limits, push the boundaries a little bit, and that's fine. It's your body, but just keep it safe. That's why I don't like going so heavy that you can't even get 6 reps. I don't recommend the 4 to 5 rep range. I don't recommend doing singles. I don't recommend doing doubles. You'll see a lot of people just load up, do 1 rep, 2 reps, rack it, add weight, 1 rep, 2 reps. That is gonna kill your central nervous system and destroy your joints for very limited benefits. But you can still get great strength by staying within the 6 to 8 rep range. Again, it's a lot better for your central nervous system and a lot better for your joints, okay? So after you've done your acclimation sets, then you would just go straight into your working set from here. So you would just do however your range of motion is. You notice I'm going to my chest, but some guys don't do that, and that's fine. You don't have to go. You need to go as far as you can comfortably go without damaging your shoulders. So a lot of people only have a limited range of motion in their shoulders. So if you can go halfway and press, and that's as deep as you can go without pushing the weight beyond your shoulder limit, then do that, because the last thing you need is to get an injury, okay? You don't want to be injured by doing this. All right, so let's just go here quickly. A couple of these working sets. Press shoulders, breathing. All right, so typically what I would do, 6 to 8. I did 8, so this is what you need to feel for. I did 8, I could have done quite a few more, okay? If that felt that light to you, if you think you may have 1 more in you, stick with that weight. Rest your 2 to 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever it takes to recover completely from your first set. After that, if say you think you can do 9, then keep it at that weight. If you think you can do 10 to 12, add 5 to each side, add 10 pounds, and then see if you can hit 8 for that next set. Because at the end of the day, it comes down to progress. You gotta make constant progressions within your training plan, and that is crucial if you're trying to gain strength, okay? When you're trying to build muscle, you still wanna make sure you're making progress. You still gotta stay ahead of your body's adaptation. Here's the thing, your body wants to be at homeostasis, meaning staying the same. It doesn't wanna change, doesn't wanna build more muscle. You've gotta give it a reason to build more muscle. You gotta give it a reason to build more strength. If you work out with 225, you do that for week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, and you don't progress, you're not ever gonna get stronger. Even little bitty incremental progressions will go a long ways in making you a lot stronger. 225, add 10 pounds, 5 on each side, then you're doing the same thing for 235. Next week, try to do 245, or add 2.5 if you have to. Small incremental movements, just make improvements, just make sure you're making those improvements, making constant progressions. If you keep doing that and you warm up the way I'm telling you to warm up, you're definitely gonna get stronger, man. You're gonna get great results regardless of your age. 40, 50, 60, even beyond, you can still get stronger. It doesn't have to be this kind of weight, or it can be a lot more than this weight. Again, go at your own pace, set your own goals, and set small goals. I mean, if, hey, 225 is your bench, don't think, you know what, 8 weeks, I gotta be getting 315. It's not gonna work that way. At the end of the day, I hope you got some valuable tips, but let me break it down quickly one more time so you can implement this tonight with your workout, later today, whenever you're gonna work out, all right? Just make sure, first thing, once you get to the gym, you get started with some blood flow movement. Just get some blood going throughout your heart, get your heart pumping, get your heart rate up, get some blood flowing throughout your upper body, lower body. That's gonna help you and help your mindset get prepared for the actual heavy lifting. From there, then you're gonna do your little mobility movements, depending on upper body or lower body. Either warm up your hips, knees, or warm up your shoulders, okay? Just start with those two things and then start with your acclimation sets. You get your little acclimation sets. Don't use those to exhaust you or fatigue you. Just use those to get into the correct movement patterns, to get your mind connected to the muscle and the movement that you're working, and to just get ready to kill the weight, okay? And then from there, just make sure you're making constant progress and you're not staying stagnant doing the same thing over and over and over. Because if you do that, then you're never gonna get results, you're never gonna get stronger. But if you do all of those things I'm telling you to do, then it doesn't matter how old you are, like I said, you're still gonna get great results. All right, man, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, let me know. Also, once again, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, man, I'm gonna remind you again, please subscribe to the channel and go back and check out some of our older videos. We got some great videos. If you're trying to get strong, you need to eat good. If you're trying to get strong, you need to eat in a surplus. You don't want to be dieting thinking you're going to gain a lot of strength. You've got to feed and fuel your body, fuel those workouts, and then also make sure you're prioritizing your sleep. You have to be prioritizing your sleep so that you get adequate recovery for the next workout. That being said, man, that is all that I got. Get busy, get after it.